Oh, what's dirty guys? My name is M.O.A.B, and today I'm bringing you guys another episode of Would You Rather. This is episode 10, and I'm flying solo once again. I'll explain that in a couple minutes. But this series is where I answer your guys' Would You Rather questions, as well as random questions on yourather.com. Questions I've never seen, I answer them on the fly. Last week I had Nico Gaming on here. You guys really enjoyed that, and you guys were asking for more guests. And I have been reaching out to some people, YouTube friends as well as real life friends, to come on and do an episode with me. But right now our schedules are conflicting each other, so hopefully in the near future I'll have some more guests for you guys. I'm hoping next week MISSESMAE will do an episode with me, but no guarantees on that quite yet. But anyways, I'm going to do something a little different. This week, I'm not going to answer any Would You Rather questions because you guys didn't submit any last week. So first, if you have any Would You Rather questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll answer them next week. But I'm going to ask you guys a Would You Rather question, and I want you guys to answer that in the comments below. I'll feature some of them in the next episode, and of course, next episode I will answer it myself. And okay, here we go. So this is my Would You Rather question. For the rest of your quote-unquote Call of Duty career, so every time you play Call of Duty, for the rest of your life, would you rather always die from being drop-shotted, or always die from being panic-knifed? So once again, guys, leave your answer to that in the comments below, and I'll pick a couple of them and feature them in the next episode, as well as answer it in the next episode. But with all that out of the way, let's move on to our first question from yourather.com. Alright, would you rather get $20,000 worth of jewelry or get $10,000 worth of electronics? I'm a huge electronics guy. However, the way I'm thinking, and I think I found a nice loophole here. See, if I get the $20,000 worth of jewelry, I can just turn around and sell that for $20,000 cash. Like, assuming that I get, the actual, value of each piece of jewelry, if not, hopefully, if more, right? And then with that $20,000 of cash that I have made from selling this jewelry, I could just go and buy $20,000 worth of electronics. Am I not right? I mean, I know there's a lot of jewelry pawn shops and places like that will buy them, so why not? I could probably even sell them on eBay and probably even rip some people off. But but yeah, I'm gonna go with $20,000 worth of jewelry for the sole purpose of flipping it and getting $20,000 to spend on electronics. And it looks like 59% disagreed with me. Well, only 41% of the people actually agreed with me. It's understandable though, because electronics are a more entertaining product out there than jewelry. But I think that money, if I flip it for money and get $20,000 worth of electronics, would be a lot better. But anyways, next question. If you wanted to live, would you rather live until you're 80 but be morbidly obese, or live until you're 50 but have supermodel looks? Okay, what kind of lifestyle would that be if you're 80 and you're morbidly obese? So because of your old age, you can't really do much. Your body's aching, and like I'm pretty sure, like even people who are morbidly obese at 30, their body is extremely painful. I can't imagine topping stuff off like arthritis and stuff like that when you're 80 and morbidly obese. So logically, the answer is going to be live until I'm 50. But have supermodel looks. I mean, like, I don't see the comparison, like why people would be 80 and obese over, 50 and supermodel looks. I mean, with supermodel looks, you're gonna be getting all the girls that you want, or guys, I guess, depending on your sexuality. At 50 is not bad. 50 is not bad. I mean, a lot of my family has lived up to like 57 or so. So. That's not entirely true, but alright, so I'm gonna go with that, and 84% agree with me, which makes sense. I mean, why would you, like I said, why would you want to live till you're 80 and be morbidly obese? I mean, that just sounds like a really shitty lifestyle that you're gonna be living until you're 80. Alright, next question. If you to play a board game every single day, would you rather only play Risk or only play Monopoly? That's hard, because Risk is a really fun game, especially because especially when you play with like a full, a lot of people. Monopoly, it's a game of chance and luck and not much skill. And it gets really boring really fast. But I think with Risk, where you have many players and you're always fighting for territories and stuff like that, I think that would be in the long run more fun to play for the rest of my life, and rather than Monopoly. And fuck, I mean, I'm sure they have expansions and stuff for both games, but I think playing Risk with all those expansions would be a hell of a lot more fun. And 65% of people disagree with me. 65% of people would rather play Monopoly for the rest of their life, for every single day. I don't understand how you can do that. Then again, there are many different varieties of Monopoly, because it didn't say that you are limited to one version of Monopoly. So, alright. Alright, next question. Would you rather sound like anyone you want or speak any language you want? I want to say, I'd see, sound like anyone I want. It would be good for making a lot of fucking prank calls and stuff like that, and just freaking hilarious. But like logically, like for today's world, and for today's use and all that, like speak any language I want could nail me any job that I want. I'm not limited to my language. If I wanted to be a translator, I could be a translator for any language that I wanted to be. And people like companies, big companies that look on your resume, see that you are multilingual. It's a bonus to them. So yeah, speak any language I want. And 74% of you guys on yourather.com agrees with me, and I don't see why not, because I'm always right. 26 of them disagree. 26% disagree with me. Alright, next question. If you saw a gang beating up a stranger, would you rather call the police but they don't get there in time, or intervene and save a life but take an equally horrific beating? Oh, I guess it really depends on the scale of the beating. I mean, if it's just a guy getting kicked in the stomach while he's on the ground, I guess it's not that bad. But I mean, if it's like a full-out like brass knuckle, and you guys have weapons and all that stuff, it would be pretty bad. So I guess really what it comes down to, or convey the situation, whether or not like if there's 6 of them and they all have weapons, I'd probably just call the police and not get there in time, because really there is a good chance if the beating's bad enough, we are risking 2 lives there. Like, I might die. If he dies from his beating, then therefore I will die, because you see what I'm saying? So really it's not worth the risk unless I can see physically in front of me that it is a minor beating and that me getting involved isn't going to risk my life as well. So I'd rather there be 1 dead body than 2, if you guys see what I'm saying. So I guess really I'm going to be calling the police, but they don't get there in time. I don't know. But 78% of the people disagree with me. I feel like a loser now. A complete jackass. But let's move on to the next question before you guys start judging me. Would you rather have a college or university named after you, or have a sports stadium named after you? Let's see here. College, university. If I have a college or university named after me, it'll make the impression that I am smart, which my family could probably brag about. Well, either way, I guess you could really brag about whatever you want. Oh, my son Ryan has a nice stadium named after him. Yeah, I can see my fucking grandparents doing that. But anyways, just for the guy in me, I'm gonna say have a sports stadium named after me. However, if I wanted to, have that higher level of humanity, I don't know, being a person, I would probably pick that one. But because I'm a guy, I enjoy sports, I'm gonna go with sports stadiums. And 67% disagree with me. They would rather have a college or university named after themselves. But to each his own. I don't have nothing really to say about that. That's really just personal opinion. Alright, next question and last question. Would you rather be resistant to cold and impossible to freeze to death, or resistance to heat and impossible to burn to death? Probably freezing. I fear freezing to death is extremely, extremely horrible, because it's slow and painful. Eventually I guess you would pass out and lose feeling, but probably a lot slower than you would if you were to burn to death. So I think I misread that question. I'd rather be resistant to heat and impossible to burn to death, because no. I want to be resistant to cold and impossible to freeze to death, because freezing to death is probably more hurtful than burning to death, because burning, if you burn to death, it'll, once it burns all your, once it becomes a third-degree burn, it burns all your nerves and you can't feel it anyways. So while freezing to death is more slow and painful, so I'd rather be resistant to cold and impossible to freeze to death. And 59% people disagree with me, and only 41% agree with me. But I guess really, I mean, I guess they could be equally. I don't know. I'm just gonna move on. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave your question below, your would you rather question you want me to answer next week. And don't forget to answer this week's would you rather question that I asked you guys, and I'll feature it in the next episode if you guys answer it. If not, then whatever. Again, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and you guys can check out some videos of mine that I put up on Mrs. Mae's channel, as well as the Apollo Network. I'll put them in the link below. I'll be doing a vlog about it, probably on Friday. Anyways, guys, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and as always, stay dirty.